Alright, so we're going to talk about limit switches today in furnaces. So very first thing, you need to make sure that your thermostat is all the way off when you're done using it. So click it on, click it off when you're done. If it's running, you turn the furnace on, and you run out of propane in the middle of the night, and you've never kicked your thermostat off, you can fill up propane and you can get propane back to the unit, but unless you flip this back to off, it'll be in a soft lockout mode, meaning it could not light on propane. So our very first problem troubleshooting with our furnace is going to be making sure that you reset this by turning it on, turning it off, turning it back on again. Okay? So you can turn it on, you can hear the furnace kicks on. Okay? If you turn it on, the furnace runs for 30 seconds and shuts off. That's going to be a limit switch or a cell switch. So our second test is going to be a hard reset. So this applies to all NT40, NT30 furnaces, Ice Castle ice caves. This is an ice cave. So if you look at your furnace, in the back here, you're going to find a red harness right there. Simply unclip it, clip it back in. That is a hard reset. That's your second step in troubleshooting. Third step is, if it still turns on and only runs 30 seconds or right around 30 seconds and shuts off without attempting to ignite, you don't smell gas coming out of the exhaust, you don't hear a tick from the igniter, it's going to be a limit switch or a cell switch, and if this is new, it's 99.9% a limit switch. So, the problem with limit switches is you have stuff like this all around the furnace. You have it in the furnace, so even if you vacuum it out, it's still kind of in there. So when it's new, it just needs time to get out, and unfortunately it will just kind of get stuck in our limit switch. So I'm going to pull my duct off. So you have a top duct, pull that off to the side, then you have a bottom duct. So you're just going to twist it 90 degrees until you can pop the bottom out, then you tip it out. Okay. Inside here we have our limit switch right there. And what happens is all this sawdust that you see down there can get blown around in here like it's a hurricane, and it gets caught in this limit switch right here. See, that should be loose. It's just a little piece, goes from convex to concave, which pushes a little switch which shuts the furnace off if it gets too hot. Little piece can get stuck in here. So you're out on the lake, all of a sudden your furnace quits working. It was working, now it's not working. It only turns on 30 seconds and shuts off. It's probably the limit switch, but it's probably not a broken limit switch. It's probably just debris stuck in it. So you can bounce it down the road, bring it back to the dealer or a service station and have it fixed, or you could do it yourself by simply pulling the duct off, going like this, giving it a little bit of a tap to loosen up whatever's in there. Put your duct back on, turn your furnace on, and it should work. If it still doesn't work and you've messed with this, you can pull this out, these two screws, pull this out. It is kind of finicky. You're going to have to twist it kind of 45 degrees and manipulate it out. But the two wires attached to it, you can simply connect them together with a fuse that will test your limit switch. So if it fires after you put the fuse in there, immediately you have a full-on bad limit switch. To replace it, you just simply pull the two screws, pull it out, like I said, 45 degrees. Might have to bend the tabs and do all sorts of funky stuff, but you will be able to get it done. That's your test. So if it only runs 30 seconds with just air blowing around and then shuts off immediately, it's a limit switch, and it's this sucker right here. Those are your 3 tests to figure out how to get your furnace going. If it does not work further than that, it will most likely need to be taken out and bench tested by a certified technician. But you can at least just give that switch a tap, and I can guarantee you that'll probably get you home, get you fish, or get you done for the weekend, where you can bring it back to a service station and have it fixed. put your ducts on. It's pretty easy. Find the low end, put it in first, and then twist it till it locks in the bottom. Go like that, and it's on.